Hey there, it's Rob, the Ignorant Entrepreneur, and I wanted to talk about how Bill Gates just won legal approval to buy 21 acres of North Dakota farmland worth $13.5 million, and people are livid about it all across the state. So, as many of us should know, Bill Gates made his fortune in tech, but he's now betting on something completely different, farmland. Now, it was only a couple weeks ago Gates secured his approval for buying the land from northeastern North Dakota potato growers Campbell Farms. So, of course, this isn't the first time Gates has invested in the asset class, having amassed nearly 270,000 acres of farmland across dozens of states. Gates is already the largest private owner of farmland in America. But let's take a closer look at the approval. Gates' purchase of farmland in North Dakota initially raised concerns because of a Depression-era law that prohibits corporations and limited liability companies from owning farmland in the region. North Dakota's agricultural commissioner, Doug Goring, previously told KFYR-TV, a television station in Birchmark, North Dakota, that people weren't thrilled about the news. However, the anti-corporation farming law does allow individual trusts to own farmland if it is leased to farmers, and that's what Gates' firm plans to do. On Wednesday, North Dakota's Attorney General issued a letter saying that the purchase complied with the law. Now, why might Gates want to do this? Well, you don't need an MBA to see the approval of farmland. Markets can go up or down, but no matter what happens, people still need to eat. That makes farmland intrinsically valuable, and it just so happens that Gates' good pal Warren Buffett also likes the asset. In fact, Buffett bought a 400-acre farm in Nebraska back in 1986, with Buffett actually saying, quote, "I needed no unusual knowledge or intelligence to conclude that the investment had no downside and potentially had a substantial upside." At Buffett's Berkshire's annual shareholder meeting earlier this year, Buffett mentioned farmland again as one of two assets he'd buy instead of Bitcoin. Again, he was quoted as saying, "If you said for a 1% interest in all of farmlands in the United States, pay our group $25 billion, I'll write you a check this afternoon." End quote. So personally, if you're asking me, I think that there are other motives at play other than just the farmland. I think just having land in general can go towards a lot of these cities, these futuristic cities that these billionaires have also coincidentally mentioned earlier. The law has they got to wait till they can special interest these politicians to change the laws a little bit for them. But if you ask me, they're betting on a greater population and these new futuristic cities that are going to be more within the middle of the United States. So I think there's ulterior motive here. And I think that's how you got to look at a lot of these super rich plays is they're playing the long game. They're playing even past their deaths. So yeah, at the end of the day, land is land. Another thing to keep in mind is that these people have access to information that a lot of the general public does not have. It's perhaps that they know in the future there will be less land needed to cultivate these crops. And so land won't be as essential to growing crops. They'll be able to lab grow them or be able to use a smaller space, et cetera, et cetera. You even got Kanye West, who is less discreet with his flaunting of the land that he's bought. For designing new neighborhood purposes. We all know he's having these conversations. Actually, with that kind of thinking, it's surprising that Musk is getting rid of his land. You would think that with his, what do you call that company? The tunnel company, the boring company. You would think with that company that it would behoove him and his companies to start acquiring land. I don't know. Maybe right now he's saving money by using his company to own his houses and stand over at people's places. He's doing a lot of travel. It's understandable with 5, 6, 7, however many companies he's overseeing. But that's just speculation. Now, you don't need to be a billionaire to start acquiring farmland. And I do think it's a good play to just acquire land in general. Publicly traded real estate investment trusts that specialize in owning farms allow you to do it with as little money as you're willing to spend. You don't even need to know how to work the farm, just like these billionaires. All you do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the dividend checks rolling in. One such example is Gladstone Land, ticker LAND, which owns 164 farms totaling 113,000 acres. It pays monthly distributions of 0.0454 per share, giving the stock an annual dividend yield of 2.5%. Then there's Farmland Partners, ticker FPI, a REIT with a farmland portfolio of 185,000 acres and an annual dividend yield of 1.8%. And a REIT, R-E-I-T, is a real estate investment trust. This alone lets you know that the billionaires, they know that there's more upside than just owning these portfolios to having the land, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been The Ignorant Entrepreneur. I'm out.